Welcome back, everyone. We're back again with Boston United on our journey through Premier League football and beyond. Today we're going up against Newcastle United and Vaduz, something like that, in the Liechtenstein in the Euro Cup. We've been playing pretty well as of late. We've only lost once. When we last met, we played against Karabag and Leicester, where we bet Karabag 5-1 and Leicester 5-2. So we hit some high numbers. Since then we played Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, bet them 1-0. Kind of annoying. I was kind of hoping for a bigger result, but just because they've been absolutely getting hammered lately. When I last showed you, they lost 8-1 to Newcastle, who we're playing today, so hopefully they don't do something like that to us, because it'd be so typical. And then they recently lost 6-1 to Liverpool, so their goal difference is horrendous at the moment. Then we went to Watford, bet them 2-1. Harper and Rian both scored, which is great. Great thing is Rian's dropped his concern over wanting to leave, and we've also offered him a new contract. He's on like 70 grand a week. I think it's like about double what he was on before, but he's tied down for 5 years, and we have pretty much doubled his buyout clause. I think before it was like 40 something million, now it's about 85, and we have a relegation release clause, but like I don't think we're gonna get relegated anytime soon. After that, went to Lyon, lost 1-0. Bloody frustrating. I think we had about 4 or 5 shots that hit the post that just kept bouncing off, and their keeper just had an absolute... Their keeper had a game and a half. It shows that they had 21 shots, but just I want you guys to keep in mind that when they had scored their first goal, it was in the 52nd minute, so straight into the second half. At that point, I think we had about 10 shots, none on target. Keep that in mind, none on target, but like we're hitting the post and stuff, so they don't get counted, which is bloody stupid because I think they should be. Even though I know technically it's not on target, but like if you're hitting the post, it's more difficult to hit the post than it is to get in the net. In some cases, just the area is so much smaller. But they had 6 shots, 4 on target. We had 10, arguably 4 or 5 on target, hitting the post. We went attacking, and then it kind of just opened up the game a bit, so we kept going back and forth. Just frustrating as all hell that we could not score a goal, especially at home. I was really hoping an opportunity would present itself. I also just opted to go for change up the formation a bit, because I knew that they had actually have a pretty strong starting 11. I thought their best player they actually sold was their CDM, so that actually changed their formation, because they used to play like a diamond, well not a diamond, maybe a 4-3-3, or with a holding midfielder, or a 4-2-3-1, kind of like a diamond. But unfortunately, I decided to kind of capitalize on that because I was scouting them out, and it seemed their most predominant formation is a 4-3-3 or 4-4-2, which a 4-3-3 I find doesn't tend to do very well against, especially when you have two central defenders on 2 strikers. So there's bound to be some areas of overlap where your players get split because the strikers start to split and try to get in behind, or go vice versa. So I opted to go for a 3 at the back, hoping that would kind of solve our issues. Shaw on the right, Matos through the middle, Karen on the left, and all of them relatively pacey, good in the air. Well, bar maybe Shaw, he's not amazing, but he's decent enough. Good at a good delivery. Matos is the ball player, and he would step out of defense a bit and try to link up with the defense. It was going really well, and then they just scored a goal, and we just weren't able to get back into it, which is kind of frustrating. I was hoping to kind of beat them or maybe get a draw or something. I think we're going to be fine, so we're going to get out of this group, but it was annoying to lose, especially when it ended our win streak of like 14 games or something. Then we bounced straight back, and we scored early on against Southampton, or not early on at all. It's in the 56th minute. We scored with Harper. Then Southampton came back, brought it to 1-1. Then they scored another one, 2-1. Ponzio scored for us. It was the weirdest goal. It was essentially, we crossed the ball into the box. A defender took it on the left hand side, passed it across goal to the right defender. He booted it, hit Ponzio in the face, and won the top corner. It was bloody ridiculous. And then Bowler scored us the winner of the game. He's also been kind of annoyed that he hasn't gotten a start, or he's not playing as much. And he actually scored us 2 winners in the games. Like, so he got us the winner in Southampton, and he scored us, I want to say it was Man City or something, or maybe Stoke, but he got us a goal that just changed the game for us. It could have been Liverpool even. No. I don't remember which one it was, but he definitely scored because he has 2 goals to himself, to his name now. But we're going to start him today. We're also going to start, just get to the submission screen. We're also going to start Salimve, or I call him Salimve, but I know it's not Salimve, it's like Salimv, or something like that. Our fullbacks are quite tired. Janssen is a little bit knackered. He's on 81, so I'll give him a rest, and Navarro's on 85. So more than likely, probably around 60-70 minutes, Laird will pop over to the left back and we'll bring on Janssen on, just to hopefully give them a bit of a rest. Then we have Boateng on the bench, Zimmerman, Rian, Prigent, and Boateng has 7 assists to his name. It's ridiculous. And everyone's scoring goals like for fun at the moment. So we're almost hitting the same levels in terms where the midfield was last season already. And we're like 10 games in. Well, not 10. We're going on to our 8th Premier League game, so you could probably say 10, but we had a lot of preseason stuff, so that's what's really skewing this, especially with some of the I suppose lesser teams we played against that were essentially like League One and Vanarama national level sides, and even that Vaduz side that's probably going to be Championship at best, if even. But get into Newcastle. I assume they're running a 4-4-2. But Reed and someone else up top. I was mentioning to you guys before that we're looking to sign Reed. It was a bloody stupid mistake selling him upon hindsight, but he developed further than when we sold him, because he didn't have a particularly good run with us. We bought him for 600k. He scored 5 and 3. Like, it wasn't a good record. Maybe I'll go back in for him, but actually looking at his record, it's not particularly amazing. It's like 26 games, 8 goals, 1 assist. It's very similar numbers to when he left us. I don't know, maybe it's difficult to decide whether or not we should bring him back. Maybe if we can get him for cheap or for good value, maybe try to go in for him, but I don't know. Just after remembering, I thought he scored about 10, 15 for us and just had an issue, but it's just the fact that he never scored. It's not like the case with Ponzio, where Ponzio consistently got into good areas and just kept fucking up his lines or just not get into the box. Now he's finally just clicked and everything just seems to work. Where Reed was just, he had the pace to get, like, he had so many chances that it was just beyond frustrating. Where Ponzio would just get tackled outside the box and not really take his chance. Well, now he's which is really good. I think he's kind of clicked with the team and everyone's just kind of starting to understand each other, which is the main thing. But we'll get into it now. A good run lately. Go out there and impress me, and I have faith in you. Okay. Main thing now is to see how we do with 4-4-2. We've had issues with it against it before. It might have just been that Marseille just had an overall better squad, but it's hard to really gauge. I don't know. And Harper's on his 5th goal of the season already. It's bloody ridiculous. I think he's on about 5 goals and he's got to be around 4 or 5 assists, because he scored in the last game. Did he scorpion kick that? Oh my god. Oh, fucking Harper is this. He was probably our worst signing in the Premier League in the first season, and then he's statistically become one of our best. For like value of like 13 million, like, he's delivered so many important goals for us. He's such an influential player. I'm so happy we managed to tie him down to have him here for another, I think, 3 or 4 seasons. Because as I was saying, I think it was West Brom who came in for him in the summer, and they matched his bio clause. I told him no, like, we're not selling for like 15 million. I was like, oh, they're definitely not going to hit his bio clause because it's like 8 million more. They did, so I had to offer him a new contract, and I think we took out the bio clause altogether just because I wanted him to stay. I was possibly considering selling Harper and Doyle to bring in Mason Mount, but I thought it'd be smarter just to keep around a player that we already know and trust in this team, and bring in someone else new that maybe might not deliver. Would not be a smart decision. Geez, Simic really pushed up there. I didn't realize they're still playing Shaw. I might have put in Matos in, but oh well. Hopefully we won't regret it. That being said, we probably will. Probably give away a penalty or something, or do something stupid. Knowing our luck, he's kind of like our Phil Jones. Like, in all intents and purposes, he's good, but he just fucks up every now and again. Or lets in the clanger. Okay, I didn't realize we're uncautious, but it's not too bad considering they have so much possession. We are very pacey, so I'm not too concerned about if we win the ball back, which is really how I like to set up these teams. I hate slow teams, and if you have to try to build up possession, especially, I don't think if we were trying to play controlling the ball, even though in some games you do, I think going maybe against a 4-4-2, you don't really want to do that because they can easily just compact so much so we can't really break them down. As soon as they win the ball back, they're just gone with their pace. But if we're also sitting back on us, they have to attack us and try to create space, and then we create those half chances that allows us to get goals and other chances. But it's not too bad. And then we can bring on players off the bench like Rian, Zimmerman, Prigent. Like, those three alone are fucking rapid. Although we're probably going to have to bring on Janssen, because Navarro's looking a bit fatigued already, considering everyone's around 85 to 90% and he's on 70. Yeah, so we'll probably make that change around 65, 70 minutes. Make some changes. Did they bring on midfielder? Oh yeah, they got one striker. That's interesting, so they're going to try to combat us in midfield. You could probably nurse for the rest of the match. Okay, that's not too bad. And I'll make that change now for... ooh, Simic picked up a knock. That's not good. What is it? Potential foot injury. Hopefully it's not... I assume it's not broken, otherwise he'd be off straight away. But, get Janssen on for Navarro. And Ponzio's not doing much for us. Although, should we bring on Rian? I think in this kind of game, you just want a little bit more... someone to just be a little bit more of someone to unlock the defense a bit, and Rian can really do that. If he gets played in the ball, he tends to just run diagonal lines rather than sticking to the outside, which we tell him to do, but he just runs through the middle, and it's really, I'd say it's very difficult for a defender to keep that in mind when they're trying to mark your man and he just runs across the pitch. And with that happening, the fullback can push on and the centre mids can push on into that area and create an overlap and just cause havoc for him, which is always great. Bloody Hagnew is constantly picking up yellow cards. But hopefully we can keep this out right. Shouts, get creative, I guess. Hopefully they don't get annoyed by that. Okay, they seem inspired to a certain degree, but if we hold out now, get ourselves a win here, just continue our reign of terror over the Premier League. I'm still amazed that we're somehow holding on to this gap. Although now we're probably going to concede. Ooh, Shaw with a great tackle actually, or interception even. Oh, Salenve, what the fuck? Come on, lads, don't throw it away now. Called it. I absolutely called it. Philip Love, you are the bane of my existence. You score against us the whole fucking time. Maybe we should sign him just for the sake of it. 17 million. He's not even that good. It's just annoying more than anything. Come on, lads, get us something here. Off the bloody post. Oh, again. Off the fucking post. I should have gone defensive. I was looking at it and I was like, they're not going to create any chances for us or against us. We'll be fine. And then we get a fucking draw. Not good enough. That's bloody annoying. Fucking annoying. Annoying. Oh my god. All I had to do was go defensive, shut up shop. But no. Simic, injured ankle. Simic for set pay increase. Navarro and Janssen. 9 unbeaten. Okay, that's not too bad. I would prefer to win, but I suppose I can take a draw, especially when we're away from home. That's true. That's everyone's main concern. I'll just rest all these guys because Janssen still hasn't come back fit. I think it's been about 4 games now where he hasn't actually started, so it's getting a bit worrisome. But yeah, sure. I'll skip ahead now to the Vaduz game. I'll see you guys in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. We're back for the Vaduz game. I was going to put out a weaker side, but I actually saw their previous results, and I don't want to go against them unexpectedly, so I want to actually smash them. So that's the main thing. We want to put them back down, and they're actually in relatively good form. So our main thing is to just beat them outright. They've also picked up a result against Karabag, and did they get a draw as well? No, so they haven't played. Oh, they played Marseille once, but they had a similar result to us, where it's 2-1. So they're definitely a team that can score goals. So I just want to make sure we just bury them. That being said, I have changed up the front three a little bit and the formation. Gone back to the 4-2-3-1 with Bowler, Zimmerman, and Pridgeon up top. I wasn't too impressed with the front three last time. I would give Rion the start here, but I told Bowler we play him some games, so just give him some game time and whatnot. But yeah, and we're going to play Harper and Simic in midfield. I was thinking of dropping for Hagnew, but Simic needs some game time under his belt, and Harper's just in form. Navarro's back fully fit. We're going to be playing Karen at left centre back, Matos and Janssen, Ryan in goal, and then we have the bench of Shaw, Laird, Hagnew, Salimve, Gibbs, Rion, and Ponzio. So if the game's going pretty well, I'll probably bring on Gibbs and maybe take off Boateng or one of the centre mids and go for 2 strikers up top and see if we can just do damage limitations at that point. But if not, we probably bring on Ponzio. But I just want to give him some game time, just because he is our vice captain, and give him some games. But let's get into it. I think they're going to be running a 4-4-2. I'd say we're going to be going up against a lot of 4-4-2s in for the future. Oh, 4-5-1. Okay, that could be interesting. I have a feeling that a lot of teams are going to start throwing 4-5-1s at us, or not 4-5-1s, 4-4-2s. Just seeing how we play against it, considering we lost to Marseille playing and we drew to Newcastle, so maybe hopefully teams don't pick up on that, but more than likely I find after about 10-15 games teams tend to adapt to your formation, so you either have to be stupidly good or you kind of have to constantly have a couple of formations in rotation just to kind of throw them off. Okay. But yeah, hopefully now we can pick up a result. Main thing in here is get Pridgeon on the score sheet, give him some goals, and give him some confidence. He's actually dropped down to a championship level striker, which is kind of annoying because he was on some amount of form last season. Like he's gone down to a 2.5 star player, and last season he was like a 3. Then he went to 3.5, and now he's down to 2.5. And I just never really understand these star ratings. I think it's probably because of his technicals, where he's kind of being let down certain areas, like his finishing. Like if he had like maybe 12 or 13 finishing, he'd be a monster to deal with. Just, like everything seems just to link up well for him. When are we going to get a goal here? Ooh, close off the crossbar. Boateng back on a corner. Off the crossbar again. Oh, I guess the keeper knocked it over. Come on, lads. Give us some good highlights here. We're definitely pushing them back a bit, so that's the main thing. Just pin them back. As long as they don't counter us, we should be okay. Oh, that was not a good pass by Harper. Was that Ryan Bertrand at left back? No, Leo Bertrand. No relation. It'd be interesting if it was Ryan Bertrand, like, considering he'd be like 30 something, 36, 37. It'd be hilarious if he was out in the Liechtenstein League. I'm not doing too much in here. Shouts. Encourage the team. They're probably going to get pissed off I said that. A little bit frustrated, yeah. Of course, expecting that. The main thing now is just to create chances. Okay, that's a good goal. Simic was his first goal of the season. I could have sworn he already had one. Maybe it was in preseason. Not too sure. Could have sworn he had one. But goal or assist for Zimmerman is good. Get him back assisting a bit more. I think he's on, I think I want to say like 2 or 3. And I don't know what went on there. Transdimensional net or something. Come on, Navarro, whip it in. Terrible pass. What the fuck was that, bowler? 2 fucking terrible passes back to back. Okay, he might get fucking subbed off now in a minute. Jesus. If that was in the Premier League, we'd be fucked. Apologies for the poor use of language, but Jesus Christ. Like, he toe poked it and I went in the opposite direction where the player was. I'm assuming he toe poked it. I don't know how he got so much power on the ball then. That was close. Main thing now is just to kind of go through the... Oh, fucking Harper's injured now. Fuck's sake. What is this? Potential foot injury. Do not be broken. Just be like a bruised ankle or something. We don't need any serious injuries. Our midfield is quite thin in numbers. Like, the only real option we have after this is Haygarth and Burkhardt to bring into the team. But Burkhardt is still pretty good. He actually has really good stats. He's a 2.5-star rated player, which is the same level as Agnew. But he's a little more defensive minded, so we'd have to change up the formation slightly, which I don't really want to do. It kind of just changes the whole dynamic of the team. We can push him forward and play in a higher area, but it's not where he's most suited. That's where Simic is probably best. He can play in both roles naturally pretty well, so maybe that's something to look at. Maybe going for a Simic and a Burkhardt holding midfielders kind of role. Maybe with someone a little further forward to create stuff. But we'll see anyways. I really hope it's not a long-term injury because he's such a key player for us. Hopefully Boateng can pick up some numbers as well. He's on 6 goals, 7 assists, so anything to add to those numbers would be ideal. Come on, Zimmerman, put some shots on target. Or past the keeper at least. Play with a higher tempo. What is our tempo like? It's high as well. Make a little more standard. Not work into the ball as much. See if we can kind of create chances rather than trying to force the matter. Pridgeon is not doing a whole lot. I'm tempted to bring on Gibbs, but at the same time we want to get someone who's a little more prolific. Jesus Christ, I don't know how the hell he managed that. He's got some serious finishing as well. I think he's 16 finishing. It's absolutely ridiculous. Back to goal and just smashed it. Is that first time? Takes a touch and wow, off the side netting. Jesus. Not too shabby. You know, I think we'll make a change. We'll take off Pridgeon, I think we'll bring in Gibbs. Gibbs actually has pretty good finishing and good work rate and good movement. So he should be able to add to the team a bit. And who else we bring on? I'm thinking maybe make a defensive switch. I don't really want to bring on Laird. I don't want to bring on Shaw either. So it's a weird one. Kind of in a weird situation. I might bring on Rian for bowler because he's been a bit hit or miss. And I find that Rian is a little more well-rounded. And while Rian will drift inwards, Gibbs tends to drift to the left a little bit, so they kind of naturally will pick up each other's spot and then they'll be able to interchange with each other. Hopefully they won't overlap on any top of each other, but hopefully we'll see how they do. And Hagnew with another yellow card, as per, because like he has to just get yellow cards. Macy hasn't, I don't think he's had any reds yet, but he's just getting so many yellows across so many different competitions. Hopefully they don't all add up at the end of the season. I'm pretty sure he must be almost on 10 at this moment. Probably like 8 or 9. Because like it feels like every other game is yellow card. Well, in this episode alone, he's got 2. Ooh, Jansen's on a... Ooh. Shit. Hopefully he doesn't pick up a major injury. Come on, just get yourself back up there. Hopefully nothing too serious. Keep it in, Zimmerman. Oh, Gibbs, you gotta do better than that. That was his opportunity to get on the score sheet there. And he didn't take it. I forgot he only uses his left foot. Like, I think in like the 100 and something goals he scored, like 2 have been with his right foot. Boateng on 8 goals, not bad. Janssen with another assist. I think he's on 3 or 4 assists as well, so he's turned into a bit of a steal. I know a lot of their assists came from Europa League games, but still, picking up goals, and I don't know what the hell happened there. There was a bit of a, just like teleported midair and just banged it in and he was back on the floor. But 2 goals for Boateng is not too bad. I think he's almost our top goal scorer, and he's our top assister as well, which is ridiculous. And he has played probably the least amount of games out of all our major players. Good win for us. Now then, to see how long Harper's out for, and hopefully Janssen isn't injured either. 511k. Navarro and Janssen both a little bit tired. Boateng with 2 goals, his name. It's bloody ridiculous. 10 goals and 7 assists in 15 games. That is ridiculous. I don't bloody know what to do with him. 6 goals in the Euro Cup, 3 assists, 2 goals in the league, 4 assists. He scored 2 penalties, so that kind of skews his numbers, but still. And his shots on target is pretty high. The Checkatrade Trophy, 2.0 dribbles. Premier League is not that high, not that high in the Euro Cup. Damn, it's ridiculous. 7.53 average rating, 10 goals, 7 assists. You'd think he was a bloody striker or something, or a winger. No, just a advanced playmaker behind the striker. Oh my god, he's ridiculous. And his dribbling isn't that great, so his agility is quite high, which is surprising. But back to the matter at hand. Please be like a couple of weeks and don't be anything major. Fracture toe, 3 weeks. Okay, that's not the worst. If it was going to be broken for like 6 months, I'd be so pissed off. But 3 weeks, that's not too bad. He'll be back halfway through November, hopefully. So that wasn't too bad of an episode. I would have rathered a win over Newcastle, but we'll take what we can get. In terms of when we'll come back, probably do maybe Lyon Arsenal. Two big games, see how we do against them. Arsenal are 15th at the moment. It's ridiculous. They won 3 games, all against relatively relegation fodder to an extent. I know Bournemouth are kind of up there, but they're not relegation fodder in a sense, but surprising. 6-1, 8-1, they lost 6-1 to Burnley. Oh my god. 3-2 to West Ham, 2-0 to Chelsea. Jesus, they're getting absolutely smashed this season. -12. They have the second lowest aggregate score. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, sure, I guess we'll end it there. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.